evening. I have probably about 2 or 3 years ago, I did a video on grief and loss and have been asked a few times to do another video on grief and loss, and I'm not sure whether it's people who don't know that I have that one out there. So if I can remember, I'll put the link to that in. And it also could just be that people don't know that that's there. But I'm going to do a hypnosis video, role play, on grief and the many feelings and experiences that emerge when we have loss and grief in our life. And the longer we live, the more loss and grief we will experience. It's just inevitable. So, and I've had quite a bit of my own and feel tremendous compassion for those going through it. In fact, I went to a funeral yesterday, which got me thinking about this. And it was a beautiful funeral, and one of the less difficult of those. It wasn't someone that I had been close to in the last several years. It's a parent of a friend. So the grief was a little more removed, but I have experienced a tremendous amount of grief and loss over the years, and probably most pointedly in the last 10 to 12 years, quite a bit. People very dear to me, and some family and some friends. And I know that I'm not alone in that. And yet grief can feel so personal. It's so difficult to connect, I think, to others when we're in grief. But we're all going to experience it. So I'm going to do a hypnosis. And as always, I invite you to listen to it with your conscious mind first, so you know what you're choosing to take in with your unconscious mind. And I'll use my hands for relaxation. You choose whether you want to just listen or whether you want to watch to help you relax. Whatever works for you, it's all right. Okay? And I'm going to start with a countdown and some breathing. And then I'll just do some affirmations and chat with you a little bit through the hypnosis about loss and acceptance and releasing. Sometimes we need one and sometimes we need the other. So I hope that this will be of use to you, helpful to you. All right? So we're going to do one deep breath in, hold, and release. And as you do that, if you notice that you're uncomfortable in any way, how you're sitting, where you're sitting, just release that and get comfortable. Make a little adjustment and shift. Okay? We're just going to do one more breath in. Hold it. And out. And rest. Beautiful. All right. We're going to just feel our body getting heavier and relaxing more and more as we move from 10 to 0. Counting down, breathing in, relaxing to the count of 10. And releasing down to 9. Just feel your body getting heavier, relaxing more and more. And now we'll move through 9, down to 8. And just releasing the right side and the left side. Just letting go. Feeling the face, the eyes, the tongue, the head, the back of the head, relaxing from 9 to 8 and down to 7. The body is calming and moving safely from 7 down to 6. Let go. Relax. Good. And now the body gets heavier and feels softer as it moves from 6, releasing down to 5. Great. And moving from 5, softening down to 4. Good. Everything just starts to relax and soften. And now we're going to move from 4 to 3. Good. Right side drops even deeper, and left side. And now we're going to drop right through 4 to 3 to 2. Excellent. The skin just melts. The body melts. All the organs, the muscles, the sinew, the skin, the bones release from 2 to 1. Good. And we're moving from 1 down through a circle of 0, dropping right through to 0. Total relaxation. Great. And in this space, all emotions are welcome. They're welcome to arise. They're welcome to shift and pass, to transition, to emerge, to shift to some new emotion. It's all welcome here. We can experience grief in many forms and for many things. We might feel a deep sense of sadness and loss for an animal, for one of our own pets, for an animal that we see out on our street or out when we're in nature. We can feel grief or loss for people that we have in our everyday life, people that we see only occasionally, and we can even feel grief and loss for someone that we never personally knew. We can feel grief or loss for a project, for a creation that never got to happen, never got to manifest. We can feel grief or loss for a project that's past or a creation that is ending, a business, a job, a phase of life. Grief comes in many forms. You don't have to feel ashamed for any of those emotions that arise from grief. I am free to experience many emotions. I feel safe processing this loss, this grief, this feeling. I am safe in this moment to feel my feelings. I'm grateful for my feelings. It's part of being human. It's part of connecting me with others. I feel more compassion with others because I'm experiencing this loss and grief. I know that in time, I'm going to be okay. I'm even okay right now as I experience this feeling. And as my feelings change and shift, I'm okay with that too. I'm okay with transitioning in and out of loss and grief and all of these emotions that go with it. It was okay for me to love so deeply and to want something so much. It's okay for me still to wish that I had this person or this thing around me. It's okay. It's all right for me to choose to take care of myself, even when I have had this loss. It's okay for me to treat myself and maybe even pamper myself a little to something once in a while. It doesn't mean that I don't still care for this person or this thing or this issue. I still love them. Even if I take care of myself and treat myself once in a while. It's okay to take care of my physical health. It's all right for me to do that. It's okay for me to take care of my mental health and to do things that are helpful for that. I deserve to take good care of myself even with this loss. And this person or this animal still knows that I love them, even if I take care of myself. At their core level, they know that. And it's okay for me to be good to myself and to take care of myself and to show up for myself. Doesn't mean I'm forgetting them. Doesn't mean I don't love them or care about them. It allows me to take care of them even more in my thoughts, in my loving thoughts, because I'm taking care of me. And sometimes taking care of me means feeling that sadness fully, not running away from it. I can feel my grief and sadness anytime I need to. If I need to step into the bathroom to be away from people, if I don't feel safe processing it with people, I can do that. Sometimes I can go and feel that feeling, those emotions in my car. It's okay to do that. All these feelings are perfectly acceptable. I don't have to be afraid of them. I don't have to run away from them and avoid them. It's okay to feel them. And those days where I feel numb and I can't seem to feel anything, that's okay too. It will also pass and shift and transition into other feelings. I'm okay. I love myself, and it's okay to love myself even when I'm feeling grief and loss. Even if I'm feeling guilt and grief and loss, it's all right to take care of myself. I am perfect just the way I am, even with all of these emotions. All these emotions. And feeling numb is also a feeling. And it's okay to have that feeling too. It's okay to protect myself and take care of myself. These feelings will shift and change and morph into other feelings. Every time I breathe, I'm taking in new energy, new air, new molecules, and my body renews itself. My feelings renew themselves and shift and change, and all of them are acceptable. It just is what it is. All this grief, all this loss, all this feeling, all this numbness, it is what it is. And sometimes I feel anxious and afraid. And sometimes I know that somehow everything's all right. Everything's going to be all right. I know that sometimes. All of these feelings are all right. They're all okay. I know I'm going to be okay. And now I thank my feelings. I bless my feelings. I'm thankful for the compassion that they teach me. I don't have to judge other people who are going through their own unique process of loss and grief. I allow them to experience it in their own way. And I allow myself to experience and express my grief and loss in my way. And now, if you'd like to put your hands on your heart and feel that warmth and love and compassion for you and for your feelings and for your loss and for your grief, and feel the gratitude for those emotions and for allowing them to make the fullness of who you are. You can do that. And we're going to gently come back. And I'm going to take you from 1 to 3. And at the count of 3, you'll be in your conscious mind and body, at which time you can choose to sleep through the night, feeling safe in your emotions and experiences. Or you can choose to go about your tasks and activities as you desire. We're moving from 1, feeling the breath in our body, becoming aware of our breath, our breathing, and our relaxed state. Moving more into our conscious self to the count of 2. Gently, very gently wiggling the toes, the fingers, maybe your lips or your nose a little bit, becoming aware of the physical body. And moving completely into our conscious self to the count of 3. Thank you for being willing to go into all of those emotions and experiences of grief and loss with me. We're not alone in that. And sometimes we can feel grief and loss about things that might not make any sense to us. There's a lot going on in the world, and it's easy to tap into those emotions of sadness and grief and loss when we just hear about things. So be gentle with you. And thank you for stopping by. And I'll see you soon.